Hello, everyone. Welcome to PHTV Channel 4 in Palos Heights. I'm Sue Jankowski, and we are here with our travel show. In this show, we give you fabulous ideas to go out into the world and go traveling at all kinds of places. And today, we're going to spark your ideas with our guest. But before we get to our guest, I'd like to always reintroduce Kathy Janes. Kathy, hi, nice to see you again.
How are you?
Great.
Good.
Kathy comes to us from Classic Travel, which is in Worth, just down the street a little bit, and she always brings us great guests. So we really appreciate Kathy coming in and bringing us today Rose Schwartz. Rose, thanks for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having me, ladies. It's so exciting. This is my first TV show. So.
Great, you're doing great. You know, what's really exciting is Rose is going to tell us all about the Globus family, Avalon, which, you know, you may have seen advertisements. I always look at all of the advertisements or booklets we may get or whatever, and I just dream big because, boy, you're going to have in here about some great opportunities. So, Rose, I guess first of all, if people are familiar with Globus or Avalon, maybe you could explain what that is for us.
Sure, absolutely. So Globus family of brands is Globus, Cosmos, Avalon, and now Independence by Globus. So that is our semi-independent program that's locally hosted. We won't talk more about that maybe just a little bit later, but I really want to focus on the Globus, Cosmos, and Avalon. So we've been in business over 90 years.
Oh,
and
that's a plus in their favor after all of this that's gone on and what's happened between. Yes,
definitely.
Amazing.
And we have great partners like the Travel Trade and Kathy that we sell our product through. I'm just going to take this time to also say it is really important that if you're not working with a travel advisor already, please start working with a travel advisor because they are your advocate. They have been your advocate through this whole 2.5, 3 years that we've been going through, and before that. So if you're not working with Kathy or her team or any other advisor, please check them out.
That is so true because, you know, things change from week to week as to travel advisories or whatever. I mean, I think we're kind of in a good spell right now, but you don't know what's going to happen. So it is nice to have an advocate for you to, you know, be able to travel.
Absolutely. I mean, you still have travel advisories, you have flight delays and cancellations, and all kinds of things that are happening. Still, the requirements needed to get into specific countries due to the pandemic and vaccinations and such. So, really, they are
so confusing.
Absolutely.
Every time it's changed this way or that way, or they do this, they don't do that. It's crazy.
Exactly.
It is just crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
so that's very important.
So what do we do, right? I mean, that's another question.
Right. What do you do?
I can give you the names, but what do we do? So on the Globus side, we're all about fully we do motor coach touring, so it's fully escorted. You have, on the Globus side, you're going to have your 4-star hotels, you're going to have your inclusions when you get into the city touring and such. So that's really our more upscale product, motor coach product. Then we have our Cosmos product, which is all about your value. Right, so this product, Cosmos here, if we're looking, is more for those clients who are maybe solo travelers, first-time travelers. It's going to be more of your 3-star hotels, a little bit further outside of the city center, less inclusions, but they're still able to do as much as they want to. With Cosmos, you know, I should say with everybody, with all brands that we have here, we have over 68 countries that we're operating in.
Wow.
Almost 400 different vacations that you can choose from.
Wow.
From all 3 brands.
How do you even narrow it down?
It's hard, right? It's hard. It's like you put a hat, you know.
It's fish or
Pick it out of the hat, throw it into your bucket list, right? With Cosmos, I just wanted to mention, so, you know, I never wanted to think of Cosmos as that one product that is less than a Globus, because this is just, yes, it's our value product, but you can still go amazing places. You can go to Cuba. You can go to Africa. You can go to Australia. So
it's not that it's anything less, it's just a little bit more economical.
Exactly.
You're still getting everything that the Globus offers, all the places, all the sightseeing, all that, but just not quite on the same scale. And that's fine, because you do get some budget travelers that want to do something that isn't quite as expensive. I got it. That's fine.
Well,
Yeah.
it makes it affordable, you know.
Yes,
So
it does.
You know,
Very much so.
And maybe you want to go on 2 trips,
Yeah.
and so you take the affordable trip, so you can do 2.
Oh, please, that would be a
Absolutely.
great idea.
Absolutely. So for Globus, we also have our Escapes program. That's kind of the program that we have on the off season. So anywhere from November to March. It's again more economical touring if you're looking for that. That can be done. We have our unique product where we offer undiscovered destinations. So again, I'm going to hold this up because we didn't hold that up before when we were talking about Globus. But we have our undiscovered locations. So that too, it's getting off the beaten path and seeing things that you wouldn't normally see.
And don't you have the small group too?
We do. So I would urge any of you that are looking to do a vacation, if you're still looking to travel within your own pack or in your own bubble, we can do these vacations as small group, and Kathy can help you with private touring. So we can take one of these tours and Kathy can help you to make it a private tour just for your family. So from 1 to 24 people, it can become a private vacation.
And that's,
That would be cool.
I mean, that's a kind of a great option no matter what is going on. But during the pandemic, that's what people were doing. I need to stay in my bubble. I don't want to be with other people, and at least we can do that.
Right. And you know, there are a lot of people out there that are maybe nervous to travel independently, right? I'm nervous to get my own air, or you know, have Kathy do the air and then the hotel individually and then the transfers individually. With us, again, one of these packages can become
The whole
a
thing.
private
Yeah.
tour for the family.
Yeah,
But
very
you
nice.
offer everything, if the air and then the transfers from the
Absolutely.
airport back and forth. That all makes it so much simpler.
Right.
Once you get, because you get to a foreign country and you're kind of like lost.
You can be. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And because of the way they handle this, it's all one big package.
Yeah, it's a nice security to know someone's going to be there to greet us and get us to the next spot.
Yes, I
Okay.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, knowing that, did
Yes.
we cover all of these?
We didn't yet. We have
Okay.
Avalon.
Oh,
So let's
yes.
both hold up the Avalon brochure.
Okay.
So we have Avalon. Avalon is our river cruising. River cruising in Europe, the Galapagos, the Amazon, the Mekong. We just have 79 different itineraries that you can choose from. Our ships are so much different. So I guess the one thing that I would just urge everyone to do is to ask the right questions before you book any kind of river cruise. Ask Kathy the questions. What does the room look like? What does the cabin look like? You know, we were talking about this before we got on air. So this is one of my favorite things about
It's
the Avalon
great.
ships is that we have wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling, sliding glass windows. We don't have a balcony because we're not taking that extra tiny little space
The
that
French balcony
Yes.
that's about this big and you can't get your
Yeah.
foot even out there.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So what we do is we open up your whole cabin to become that balcony. We've shifted our beds. So normally a bed on a river cruise is going to be facing a wall. Ours faces that beautiful window.
think that is
and you
just
can just
so
see the
cool.
world go by.
Yeah.
Another small little thing, but I think it's important, gastronomy, right? So we have a team of chefs that are Austrian chefs that are doing locally sourced meals for us. And, we also, during lunches and dinners, serve your local beers and your
that's-
local wines.
that's
So
cool.
that is really,
That's
really
cool.
important.
Yes.
So again, just ask the right questions before you're booking your cruises because these little things really make a difference.
And they're actually big things when you come to, you go traveling to learn about the culture, taste the things of that country or whatever. That's great to get the beers and
Absolutely.
wines that are local.
Absolutely, and to just go to kind of expand on that. So we have our classic, active, and discovery tracks on each of these cruises. The classic is just going to get you your absolute, this is what you have in each city, you're touring, you get you acclimated. You have your active, so you could become active and take a bike or hike or just do something more active. You can do the discovery, where you're going to discover how to actually paint those pictures like Monet, or or make a gourmet meal. So these are all things that everyone's looking for in their vacation.
They want something different.
Absolutely.
They want to go home with an experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, it's just
exactly.
really great.
That they remember
Yeah,
and
we
they can
did. We
cherish.
did this.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at that painting I did.
Yeah. Really.
Now, how do I get it home?
Yeah.
That would be my question.
That sounds really great. So that's the river cruise, and you have lots of choices with that too. Especially, it's kind of fun if you wanted to do like a traditional kind of cruise and do something in Europe or whatever. But then you have like the Mekong and all that. That's really unusual, and also I've heard very beautiful.
Yes, very exotic. So again, we have the Amazon and we have the Galapagos, which is one that I personally would really want to do. Now these ships, so let's talk again about ships a little bit. I'm going to go back to Europe. In Europe, all of the river cruises are the same size. We all have to fit through those locks.
Oh yeah.
So, if someone is telling you differently, it's not. With these other cruises in the exotics, they're smaller ships. For the Galapagos, for instance, it's 16 passengers.
Oh,
so
wow.
Yeah. So really, I mean, if a family wants to go on that, that's also very possible to
16,
do.
yes.
Yeah.
It's all of us.
You
Yeah.
can have the whole
or
ship.
all of us, right? All of us in this room.
Yeah,
You
well,
know?
you can. I didn't realize they were that. I didn't realize they were that small.
No, I
Yeah,
did not
yeah.
either.
Wow.
So like the Amazon would be 44. Europe is anywhere between 116 to 166. So again, we have the space. We don't cram a lot of people in because we want that experience again to be what the client comes back raving about.
And just so, it's just like meaningful. It resonates with you for a lifetime, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so you mentioned a few destinations. Well, there are 68 countries or whatever you said.
There are
63 countries.
68.
That's a lot of countries
But
to
it's
go
just
through.
not one tour in this country. They have multiple tours in countries.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
we can either do an 8-day or a 7-day or a 10-day. So they're different and they take in different things. So it's not just like, oh, you only got one choice.
No,
no,
Right.
No,
no.
you get a
No.
lot of choices.
I mean, so for instance, there is a Europe tour. I think it's 15 days from London all the way down through, to Paris, into Switzerland, into Rome, ending in Rome. So you really do, if you haven't been to Europe and you want that experience of it overall, that's definitely a tour.
that hits all the high spots.
It hits all the high
Yeah.
spots,
And
absolutely.
maybe that's what you want to do because you haven't been there and you want to see that. But then your
Right.
subsequent trip, you could do like a little
you can
more
hone
special.
in.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Go back
So-
to the one that you really liked, that you really enjoyed, that there was more things you wanted to see there. Okay, now I want to go here
Right.
for 10 days
Right.
and really get to know this area. That makes a lot of sense. It
does.
really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Italy. Italy is always number one on everybody's list. It still is, even before the pandemic,
And
through the
even now.
pandemic,
Yeah.
and even now.
Yeah.
Italy is just somewhere where everybody wants to visit. I think it's probably, again, just the scenery, the romance of it, and
history.
The
History.
history, sure.
History.
Gastronomy.
History.
Come on,
Yeah.
ladies.
Oh, yeah.
It's about food,
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Food and
and
wine.
wine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Manja.
To go back to Cosmos too for just a second, so there are two tours that I really like to highlight here. For Cosmos, there is a tour in Tuscany where we all stay in one hotel and hub and spoke it out each day. So hub and spoke meaning, you have just one central location. You're only unpacking once, so you're not packing and repacking on the regular motor coach trips as you are. So this is really great for those girlfriend groups, right? Maybe a bunch of you want to go on a little trip.
I had a
to
couple
Tuscany.
girls do that. They did do
Yeah.
that, and they just stayed in
Stayed-
that
yeah.
one, and then they just kept
Yeah,
doing
it's-
and it's great.
Now,
Yeah.
is the part where you're doing things, is that planned for you? Do you know what to do? I mean, it is unfamiliar, and it's a country that doesn't speak English.
Right.
So do you know what to do?
So there
when you're
are,
there?
yes, there are inclusions, and you still have a tour manager that can give you ideas
Okay.
on what to do on your free time.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, that's great.
absolutely. The other one that I like to mention a lot, and Kathy and I were talking about my history in the industry. For those of you who don't know, I love trains in Europe. Love, love, love. We'll talk about it later some other time. But the Swiss adventure tour that we have, it's a Swiss rail tour. So you're not doing it on a motor coach. You're actually on those beautiful scenic trains, going
trains.
through the Alps, and they're clean and wonderful, and it's
Fast.
just fast, and it's amazing.
It is.
So yeah.
Well, that is a different way to go about it. Is you're not on a motor coach, you're not on a riverboat or any kind of boat. You're on a
Yeah.
train, and I mean, there's a lot of train lovers out there.
There are.
Yeah.
There are, for sure. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And then, are you sleeping on the train? What do
No,
you
no,
do?
no. You would still
go
have
to
a hotel.
and go to a hotel.
Yep.
You're just being
You're just
transported.
transporting from one city to
And
another.
you're staying in Switzerland.
Yes,
Which
it's
is really
exclusively
great.
Switzerland. It's
Yeah.
a Swiss rail package. Any of these tours that we're talking about today, any of these river cruises, they can be found online. But Kathy, if you go to Kathy, she's going to be able to print up for you an actual itinerary, and email it to you, or hand it to you,
Whichever, yeah.
however you'd like it.
Whichever,
But
yes.
she's the one who can put that all together for you. She also has access to different promotions that we may have going on all that good stuff. So.
So there is. I know a lot of people really enjoy a river cruise. What makes Avalon the one you pick, besides the nice arrangement of the room and the wine and
the
beer,
beer.
the service locally? I mean, that's
And the
great.
food.
But are there some with the touring? Is that part of your package?
Yes.
Like,
Yes, so there are tours that are included as well. So you get, again, your lay of the land. You get your city sightseeing when you get into each city. There are some options that if you wanted to pay for a specific tour, that you could also do that. On each of the ships, you are able to rent a bike for the day, or get a yoga mat and do some yoga on the top deck. Or there's so many different things that a person can do on our ships.
now, river cruising has become very popular. I'm not sure it was as popular 10 years ago or 15 years ago. I really don't know the answer to that. But what do you think makes it really popular now? Because you really you see advertisements on TV, you get them on your computer. What makes it so popular right now?
Don't
wanna-
have to get seasick.
That's true.
I think that's a big
Yeah.
part of it, because you're just gently going down the river. You're in the middle of the country. You're not out to sea somewhere. You can see the country. You can see the people. You get to understand the country better. That is what I think is really cool about river cruises. I mean, we did the Nile a few years ago. It was marvelous. We could wave at the people, and it was
Yeah,
just
you could see you're
get
more
to feel
into the country.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Instead of all the way out to sea somewhere and just come in for, say, 8
Half a
hours.
day, yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, this to me is really a good way to see the world.
Well, and it's seeing from a different perspective too,
Absolutely.
right? So you're not on a train, you're not on a motor coach, you're on the
relaxing.
water, you're
And you're
relaxing,
relaxing.
and just
And you
again
just
seeing
float
the world,
on down,
world
yeah.
go by. Yeah.
It's a marvelous way to do it. And people love the ones even here too that we have. That's another thing that they enjoy. It's a good
Now,
way.
with the pandemic, everything was put on, hold. And,
Whatever, yeah.
any big cruise ships and even the river boats and river cruises and stuff, everything was on hold. Now, people are going back.
Yes.
I know there's different restrictions here and there. What can people expect to find, like, on one of these ships, or a motor coach, or the hotels? I feel like in this country we've kind of let our hair down now, and we're a little more casual about things.
Right.
What are we finding in other countries?
So there's still restrictions in other countries that need to be followed regardless. But for the Globus Cosmos and Avalon, also the Independence by Globus, we are asking that everyone be vaccinated. Just vaccinated, not boosted, but just vaccinated. We've made a commitment not only to you as travelers, but to our staff on the motor coaches, on the cruise ships, that they are also vaccinated. We just want everyone to remain as healthy as possible. So for Globus, Cosmos, Avalon, Globus family brands, it is, you do need to be
Requirement,
vaccinated. It's a
requirement.
requirement. We do not waive that for any reason. And again, it's the commitment that we've made to all travelers and all of our staff.
I think all travelers appreciate that.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. This policy is not set to change for 2023 at all. So if anyone is thinking about traveling the rest of 2022 or 23 with Globus, Cosmos, Avalon, or our brands, it remains the same. Again, Kathy would be your advocate in checking to see what other requirements there are for any individual country.
Okay.
But everyone's being, you know, I think we're all trying to be as careful as we can be.
Yeah.
And they've really loosened up quite a bit in the countries in Europe. They really have.
They have.
I mean, there still is restrictions. You still have to be careful. There's still some forms to fill out, but it's not where it was before. Like, you had to take a test, and then you had to take another test, and
right.
it's not like that anymore.
Even coming back into
That's
the
gone.
United
That's
States,
gone.
That's
yeah,
gone.
that was kind of stringent for a while too.
Don't
Yeah.
get me started on that one either.
But I would say, like, if anyone asks, you know, someone has asked me, do I take a mask? What is it?
What
Just
do you wanna do?
Put a mask in your purse
Yes.
or your pocket. Just have it with you, you know, just in
Whatever
case.
you want
Right.
to do,
Right.
too. It's
Yeah.
it's your choice, too.
Well, it is, but if somewhere required
But if somewhere
it,
along the
that's
line,
what required.
right.
Yes, you're
Just
right.
have it in your purse or your pocket. Just
Yeah.
have it with you.
Just have it.
Just have it.
it's
How
just
much
not-
does that weigh?
It doesn't
anyway?
weigh anything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not a big deal at all.
Yeah,
No.
really, it is
Okay,
not.
so that's what it is, and that is a big improvement from how
Oh,
it was.
Yes.
And I
Unbelievable.
would
Yes.
think that you're seeing an uptick in travel at this point.
Yes.
Because, you know,
Yes.
we were all traveling within the U.S. for, you know, a little while, and now people are like, okay,
Yes.
we
Yes.
need to go somewhere else.
Get me out of here.
Everybody wants out. So
Yes.
those that were able to save up their pennies during the pandemic are jumping to get out and to do. We have seen such an increase in 2022 all over the world. So even though you mentioned, you know, people are maybe not traveling so much in North America, there are still people traveling in North America. And we're seeing an uptick on that still as well. 2023, we are saying it is really a race for space. So if any of you are interested in traveling, please see
Do it
Kathy as soon as
now.
possible.
Well, even 22 was that way because
Yes,
I had
yeah.
clients that we couldn't get on anything.
No.
They couldn't. Everything was just booked up. It was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just crazy.
Well, that's a good problem for the travel
Well,
industry.
yeah, it
But
is,
it
it
is
is.
frustrating for people who wanted to travel and just aren't being able to do what they want to do. But, you know, that whole span of 2 years, 2.5 years, whatever, where you couldn't do anything was it was very frustrating for people
was.
who really had, I mean, I feel like this is the time of my life where I would do some traveling, and that was 2.5 years taken away of anywhere I could go.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people feel the same way. So now you're like,
what should I
My passport, it needs to go somewhere. You know?
hurry quick? Give me something. I gotta go. I gotta go.
I felt like I was held hostage a little bit, you know, those 2.5
Oh,
years.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
were.
what is, you know, where does this
Basically,
passport
we
take me
were,
to my
yeah.
living room?
I know.
Okay,
Here,
that's
somebody
where-
stamp it for me. You've been here before.
But
lady.
yeah, I'm excited. So I'm actually traveling in a few weeks.
Where are you going?
I am going on one of the Avalon cruises.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
I am doing one of the Danube cruises. So
Nice.
excited. I cannot wait. I
Yes,
cannot
that,
wait.
would- that
Yeah.
would be good. So people are feeling comfortable at this point.
People are feeling comfortable.
Okay,
Yes.
that's good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to tell us? This is a wonderful brand. It's a wonderful opportunity for, your, people who come in to plan a trip. This is a great brand to do some wonderful traveling.
The other thing I was just going to say is during the pandemic, when people had booked and everything got canceled, they were so accommodating, so easy to deal with on this that we got everybody's money back and an extra credit that
Letters
they
of
gave out.
credit,
Yeah,
yeah.
they gave us extra money
Welcome
for the
back
people.
credits,
They were
yeah.
it was incredible how well you handled all that because you guys didn't know what was going on either. That was
None of us did.
No.
it was
Yeah,
scary
we didn't.
for
Yeah,
everybody.
very scary.
But you guys handled it very, very well. I just wanted to
Thank you.
compliment you.
Yeah,
on
we all
that.
thought it was going to end, 2 weeks after it started. And
Yeah,
that
we stayed
wasn't
home.
the case at all.
30 days.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right, yeah.
I can stay home 30
60
days.
days, yeah.
Yeah, got a little long.
But yeah, so the product, I mean, again, we've been around 90 years, so that says a lot in this
Well,
industry.
you've worked out all the little things that were there, and in this one too. Nobody knew what was going to happen. It was all new for everyone, for the tour companies, for the
Absolutely.
airlines.
Yeah.
They didn't know.
Yeah.
It sounds like too, this has it's kind of something for everyone. So if you wanted a little more value, there's something there. If you wanted to, get to the 5-star locations,
Can
you
do that
have
too,
that.
yeah.
If you wanted a specialized tour with just your own group, you can do that. You can be with other people. That's fun. You know,
Yeah.
when you're on these river cruises and it's a whole bunch of different people, that's really fun.
It
You
is
get to make
fun.
some new friends.
Absolutely.
That's when you get to meet people and you learn about where they're from and their country too with that. That's
Yeah.
what's fun about that whole thing.
It is.
Yes.
So on our tours as well, there aren't just North Americans that are traveling. You know, we have an Australia division as well, and Australians are traveling with, and other, like you said, other peoples are traveling with
Yeah.
you.
So you get to meet other people.
meet them and get to know them and know about their cultures and
And maybe make a friend for
maybe
life.
make a friend for life. Maybe go on yet another
With them.
Globus, Cosmos, or Avalon with,
With
them,
them.
in the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Rose, is there anything else you want to tell our viewers so they know that this is, something that they should explore?
Oh, well, again, I'm just going to go back to the fact that we have been around for 90 years. We are a Swiss company, so we're truly rooted in Europe. But again, we have all of the 68 countries that
That you deal with,
yes,
yes.
that we have
Yeah.
tours and
Yeah.
and ships in. And I just think we do a really fantastic job. Our motor coach drivers are truly certified, and the tour managers are just really there and helpful, whether they're on the motor coach or on the cruise ships as well. So give us a try if you haven't already. Kathy has all the specifics, so definitely use
Yeah, I
that
do.
use that
Yeah, I do.
advisor.
Especially if you feel like you're, confused about where to go, she can guide you with that. Listen to your wants, your list of things that you have wanted to accomplish over time. And I think having that security of knowing that there's somebody who's kind of
There,
looking out for you.
somebody there that can help you,
And actually,
yes.
even being on a tour group, it's really nice to see that little sign over there saying, come
Yeah.
over this way.
Yes,
It's this
exactly.
is our group, and
It makes
you know
you
where to go.
feel a little bit more secure, a little
really does.
safe. It's,
Yeah.
it's the way to do it.
It is.
really is.
It's
I'm
super.
a firm believer in that.
Good. Kathy, you want to tell us where you're located in the
Oh,
phone
sure,
number?
I can do that.
Okay.
All right, this is Class Act Travel. Our address is 6946 West 111th Street in Worth. We're about a block and a half east of Harlem on the north side of the street. Almost forgot what side I'm on. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. If you need a night, if you need a Saturday, just give us a holler and we'll stick around for you. That's not a problem. We'd love to help you run away from home, so give us a holler.
That sounds, everybody's due to do
Yeah.
that at some point.
I wanna
That
run
sounds
away.
great. Well, thank you, Rose, for coming
Thank
in
you
today
so much,
and telling
ladies.
us all about Globus and Cosmos and
Avalon.
Avalon,
All the good stuff.
all
Yeah.
that great stuff. Thanks for joining us again, Kathy.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
And thanks for listening to our show today. We will be back next month with somewhere else for you to think about. Okay, bye-bye. Have a wonderful day.